What's up, CHFFL? Welcome to Week 9. We're through interleague play, got 5 more games of interconference round robin before we know who our playoff teams are. Wrapping up Week 8, I went 2-4 in my predictions. I had a bit of a down week. I'm down to 27-21 on the season, and this was because the Football Flicks Conference had a big comeback after 2 bad weeks of interleague play. Max got a win I didn't expect him to, and I think 1 or 2 others I miscalled in that direction. Team of the week was Grant, and this was of course before adding Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones. Game of the week, Parker beat out Minnie as Minnie just got over the century mark, had a bit of a down week like many other of the Galaxy Far Far Away teams. On the waiver watch, Grant added Jordan Reed for $30 in the wake of the George Kittle injury. Definitely didn't pay off this week as the 49ers looked pretty bad on Thursday night, but could be good going forward. Minnie added Matt Breida for $20 with Gaskin going on the IR. However, I don't think Breida himself is going to play this week, but could be a good add in the coming weeks. All right, let's start for the matchups in a galaxy far, far away. At this point in the season, I'm really starting to spend a little more time on games that are playoff picture, that they're a bigger game for the playoff picture, and a little less time on games where doesn't really matter as much. But first we have the Kareem by the Sith versus the Tuscan City Raiders, where it is important for Minnie to get this win. Hunt is on the bye week though, otherwise Minnie's at full strength. And Marty's roster, as we've talked about in previous weeks, and you I think heard a little bit on the Two Guys One podcast inaugural episode this week, he's consistent, but he doesn't have those big hitters who can really boom, so I'm taking Minnie this week. Moving on to the Mandalorian Mercenaries, now without their 2 best players versus Kittle Run in under 12 parsecs. The Mercenaries, it should have been a very high-flying contest. It should have been 2 big scores by 2 of the best teams in the league, but with those 40-some points by Adams and Jones lost, I just see West taking it. Remember when West was weak at wide receiver? Well, then Mark traded him Allen Robinson and Josh Jacobs. Somehow West lost George Kittle and is stronger this week than he was last week, so I'm picking him to win. And the most important for the playoff purposes in the galaxy far, far away are Derek and my Coruscant Younglings versus the Wookiee of the Year. We won the first matchup, of course, head-to-head being that first playoff tiebreaker. We got 18 from McKinnon on Thursday as he punched in that touchdown with only a few seconds left on the clock. Big question, is Zeke going to play today? And if he does, do we trust him against that Pittsburgh defense? I'm leaning no at this point in the morning, but I think that's a 4 o'clock game, and our replacement would be at 4 as well. But JD is missing Cooper Kupp on the bye. He's going with Mecole Hardman, who anybody in that Chiefs offense could blow up in any week. But Mecole's not first on the pecking order and could put up a dud. Chris Godwin is expected to play, but so is Antonio Brown, and he's nursing that finger injury. We're not sure if he's at full 100%, but I think JD is going to roll with him. I think Derek and I can take this one. Moving over to the Football Flicks Conference, first we have Cliff Franklin Sticky Hands versus Zero Fun Sir. This is the bottom of the barrel for the league. Wayne Gallman and LaMichael Perrine are both starting in this game, just to give you an idea, which now they'll somehow have huge weeks because I chose to make fun of them. But I'm taking Swan. Not a very consequential game. And next we have the SCLSU Mud Dogs versus Stan's Icebox Lil Giants. Grant won the first matchup here, and Stan's going to need an upset in the second half of this season against Grant, Parker, or Max to beat one of them. Max is the most likely, but he could get a big win this week. Unfortunately, he's facing a team that got 47 points from 2 players on Thursday, and he's missing Chris Carson. So Stan's going to need a boom game from James Conner, DK Metcalf, or Mark Andrews, but I got to go where the odds are, and I'm taking Grant this week. Finally, the game of the week. I know he was the game of the week winner last week, but I'm taking Parker again. Show me the money versus Coach Boone's 5th grade sissy. Just too important. 2 of those playoff teams in the Football Flicks Conference. Pa got 32 points from Rodgers on Thursday, but all year Max and Betts have been kind of the underdogs, and it just seems part of the story that they would get a big win here. Christian McCaffrey is back for them, which should be a ton of momentum. Great 1-2 punch with James Robinson. But Parker's finally getting Michael Thomas on the field after trading for him a couple weeks ago. Don't know what capacity he'll be in, kind of like Chris Godwin. I'm taking Pa here, but this is the game I'm watching most closely. So best of luck to everybody, and we'll check back with you in Week 10. Bye-bye.